My name is Jeffrey Seay from the University of Kentucky College of Engineering, and on behalf of my co-authors, John Higgins, Chandani Joshi, and Sarah Willett, I'm pleased to present our talk titled Establishing Successful Partnerships for Global Service Learning in Engineering. Service learning experiences can be life-changing events for both engineering students and faculty. These courses can provide educational context for the impacts, both positive and negative, that engineers have had and continue to have on the developing world. Non-traditional education abroad experiences in developing countries can be a challenge to organize, but can benefit greatly from strong partnerships with organizations in the host country. This presentation will give an overview on how these partnerships can be developed and will describe the role in-country partnerships play in successful service learning experiences. Obviously, there are many types of challenges to be faced when working in a developing region. The first, and perhaps most important, is ensuring the health and welfare of the students. For global service learning programs held outside of a university setting, healthcare may be difficult to find in an emergency situation. Additionally, foodborne and insect-borne illnesses are also common in many regions, meaning that special precautions are needed to keep students healthy for the duration of the project. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control website is a good resource for students and faculty. The in-country partner should be able to ensure that the food prepared for students is effectively cleaned and cooked to proper temperatures to avoid illness. This should be a point of discussion between the faculty advisor and the in-country partner before departure. Cultural challenges may also present a problem. Obviously, the potential for a language barrier is perhaps the biggest challenge, but other cultural norms such as style of dress, local cuisine, religious preferences, alcohol use, and gestures vary from place to place. It is important not to inadvertently upset or offend residents of the host country. Often, social norms, particularly with regard to the treatment of women and their traditional place in society, are very different from the experiences of the typical college student. A good in-country partner will be aware of the differences between Western and local culture so that both the visiting students and the local community will be aware of the differences, preparing both sides so that any misunderstandings are avoided. Transportation in a rural region in an underdeveloped country is quite different from what students are most likely used to. Issues with clearing customs at the arrival airport are typical, and having local support at the airport is invaluable. Outside the airport, travel takes longer and can be unpredictable. The means of transportation can also be quite different, ranging from auto rickshaws to motorcycle taxis to walking. Additionally, there can be safety issues for foreigners traveling in an unfamiliar region. In a rural or undeveloped region, Western-style lodging can be difficult to find, and indeed, part of the service learning experience is adapting to local norms with regard to lodging and general comfort. Limited electricity, limited communication options, lack of indoor plumbing, and climate control are certainly common. That said, ensuring the safety of travelers is paramount. Since it can be difficult to get information before traveling, complying with university requirements for vetting student accommodations prior to travel is a real challenge. Just because a project seems like it will be beneficial doesn't mean that it will be accepted by the local community. The project may address a problem that is not seen as important by the local community or may violate their established cultural norms. Simply having an idea does not automatically lead to a successful project. Although the objective of a global service learning and engineering course is the education of participating students, the project is a waste of time if it does not benefit the local community. Furthermore, ensuring that the project is accepted by the community and sustainable using local resources after the student leaves is also a key challenge. There are many groups who provide service to those in developing countries, but there are certain characteristics that make certain organizations good partners for student-focused service learning projects. First, they must be well established in the target country. Unlike in the United States, in many countries, foreign visitors are expected to register with local governmental authorities. This is necessary for local security as well as for the safety and well-being of travelers. If the in-country partner is well established and has a good relationship with local authorities, many problems can be avoided. The international partner should be experienced with international visitors. Strong community outreach does not always translate into the ability to host international visitors. Look for organizations who have experience hosting Western visitors. An organization with hosting experience can also best prepare guests with regard to local customs and cultures. The partner should have strong local community ties. The local partner can also educate the local community about what to expect from their foreign visitors. The two-way understanding of cultural norms and expectations can help to avoid any inadvertent misunderstandings. A good partner organization should know and understand the community needs and be able to create and direct a project that is wanted, needed, and accepted by the community. The international partner should be able to handle transportation and logistical issues, as previously discussed. The local in-country partner should be able to provide room and board for the group. Although the in-country partner may not maintain room and board facilities themselves, the partner will be the most important resource in securing housing that is safe and provides an appropriate level of hygiene. Of course, it is important to realize that the accommodations in a rural or underdeveloped region will be very different from home. The local partner should be able to provide access to basic health care. Again, students will get sick in a foreign country, and although most illnesses will only require rest and fluids, the in-country partner must at a minimum have a plan to get sick individuals to qualified medical professionals if the need arises. Finally, the international partner should be able to ensure project sustainability. Once the student group returns home, it is the in-country partner who will bear the responsibility of continuing the project and addressing any problems that may arise. This underscores that the partner must be more than simply a provider of logistics. They must be a fully engaged partner in the technology or technological solution as well. Now I'd like to highlight two recent service learning projects conducted by the University of Kentucky. These two projects will illustrate how strong in-country partnerships have helped to enhance the student experience overseas. Before I get into the details of the projects, I'd like to introduce the University of Kentucky Appropriate Technology and Sustainability, or UKATS, research team. UKATS was established in 2012 as an undergraduate multidisciplinary research group working on deploying appropriate technology-based renewable energy and sustainability solutions in developing regions around the world. Appropriate technology simply refers to solutions that are designed and adapted for the needs of a specific local community. As defined by E.F. Shoemaker, appropriate technology is comprised of technological choices and applications that are small-scale, decentralized, labor-intensive, energy-efficient, environmentally sound, and locally controlled. In other words, technology that is ideal for developing communities. The two projects I'm going to introduce were developed in partnership with the Organization of Development, Action and Maintenance, or ODAM, in Tiruchuli, India, and the African Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainable Technology, or ACREST, in Bangang Village, Cameroon. Both groups are focused on providing service to local people in their respective regions. UKATS established working relationships with both groups well before planning student travel to the region. The first project is called Developing a Novel Low-Cost Biodiesel and Biochar Processor for Rural Cameroon Using Locally Sourced Materials and Feedstocks. This project was conceived to produce locally sourced biodiesel fuel for vehicles and generators operated by ACREST. This project was especially challenging due to the rural location in Cameroon. The project tasks included producing all the raw materials required for making biodiesel, including methanol and lye, developing a process for carrying out the biodiesel reaction, and completing fabrication plans for the biodiesel processor using only locally sourced materials. Bangang Village is remote and difficult to reach. Under ideal conditions, it is a 5 to 6 hour trip from the international airport in Douala. Traveler safety is an issue in Cameroon, so ACREST arranged for all ground transportation from the airport to the village. Additionally, commercial accommodations are not easily found, so ACREST operates a guest house for students. All meals are prepared by the ACREST staff. This ensures that proper standards of hygiene are followed. Although phone service and electricity are limited, the ACREST staff ensured a safe, comfortable stay for students. The second project is called A Green Chemistry Approach for Producing Non-Synthetic Pesticide in Underdeveloped Regions. The objective of this project is to extract a pesticide called wood vinegar from the production of biochar. Project tasks included the design of a pyrolysis reactor, conducting field trials in India, and the completion of the mechanical design and fabrication plans using local materials. Tamil Nadu was quite different from Bangang village. Nevertheless, this project faced challenges of its own. Again, transportation and lodging had to be arranged by ODAM. Even though the local area is much more developed, local expertise was still required to locate materials and craftsmen when needed. As an enhancement to the program, ODAM also arranged for cultural tours around the region for the participating students. In conclusion, the successful execution of a global service learning project is dependent on many factors, but perhaps the most important is having a strong in-country partner. Finding a partner is a critical first step for faculty interested in engaging in a service learning project in a developing region. Overcoming cultural as well as logistical hurdles is certainly most effectively done with a committed partner organization. As a result, this contribution has highlighted some of the key characteristics of an in-country partner and provided examples of how having such a partner has led to successful implementation in India and Cameroon. The authors would like to acknowledge the support and assistance of Dr. Vincent Kitio and Dr. Isaac Zama with the African Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainable Technology, and Mr. Ilongo Jarajaj with the Organization of Development Action and Maintenance in Tiruchuli, India. For those wanting additional information about this project, please feel free to contact me, the corresponding author, at the address or email address shown below. Thank you very much.